What's happening, guys? Welcome to News2Gamers, your new centre of the universe for everything gaming. We've got a packed show tonight and I'm so excited. Shall we have a look what's happening on the show? Let's do it. Yes, this is N2G TV and we have a pretty packed show tonight, and with a twist. We have some pretty awesome new trailers to show you, plus Leanne will be talking to you guys on social media about all of your gaming desires. On top of that, in part 2, we have a very special Nintendo dedicated panel, where we'll be talking about the past, present and discussing the exciting rumours behind Nintendo's upcoming project codenamed NX. First up, let's give you the lowdown. Overwatch's closed beta that was originally planned for the relaunch in January has been delayed until next month, Blizzard has announced. The reason for the delay? Blizzard's adding a cool new mystery game mode. The director of the title, Jeff Kaplan, wrote on the Battle.net forums, one of the things we noticed players consistently mentioning was their desire for a new game mode in Overwatch. In addition to point capture and payload, without getting into too many specifics, we are working on a brand new game mode. We're very excited about it, he added. And we have some great new maps to support it too, but we'll just need a little more time to get everything just right. The developer will also use this delay to fine-tune some other tweaks to the game's progression and reward system. Though all these features will still technically be a work in progress during the beta, we'd like them to be certain quality and make sure they are all run, tested properly, Kaplan explained, of the upcoming content. No official date has been announced just yet, but we'll keep you posted. Now, we love it when information on one of these most anticipated titles gets some leaked information. It makes our job pretty exciting. Check out these awesome new screenshots taken from the upcoming arena shooter Doom. Details have been scant so far, but in the latest issue of Game Informer, they have brought respite for eager fans. Keycards were essential to the original game and probably a little bit overused, some felt. They will return to the reboot in blue, red and yellow colours, but will appear a bit less frequently than before. They will unlock secrets or lead you to the next section of the level, and we also now know that weapons available in-game will have mods, and you can equip cool add-ons to give them a particular function. For example, a rocket launcher could be paired with a remote detonator. The game's plot will be explained by an opening video message that details that demons were unleashed as part of a religious cult act. The rest of the story will be unveiled as the players progress through levels. GI said in their latest podcast, Doom will be available on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One at launch. There isn't any confirmed release date for the first-person shooter game as of yet. Fingers crossed it's pretty soon though. Now, some news on the delay of a game that hasn't even officially been announced. Yes, we do that on this show. Destiny 2 was forecasted to launch in September of this year. A recent report close to Bungie has now stated that it will be pushed back to a later date. While the sequel has not officially been confirmed, court documents published in September of last year did lay out the roadmap for the sci-fi shooter. The release schedule indicated a new entry in the series would be launching this September, but that is no longer the case according to a report from Kotaku. Citing sources familiar with goings-on at the studio, the site reports plans for Destiny are constantly in flux, and just last week, higher-ups at Bungie delayed Destiny 2 out of this September. In December 2015, Bungie community manager Eric Osborne addressed concerns there won't be any more substantial content until the studio ships another full game, or that all of the content for the rest of the year will come in the form of timed events. Destiny's latest event, called Crimson Days, begins on February the 9th and runs for a week. As part of this, Destiny's social space, The Tower, is getting a visual overhaul themed around the colour red. The Crucible mode, meanwhile, will have a new 2v2 variant called Crimson Double, so make sure you check it out. Right, if you want to play every Mortal Kombat X character but would rather not mess around with all that DLC, Mortal Kombat XL is happening and soon. Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment and NetherRealm Studios announced they will release the all-in-one edition of their bone-smashing, gut-spilling, brutal skull-crushing fighting game in early March. Mortal Kombat XL includes the base game, everything from the original Combat Pack, everything from Combat Pack 2, including the upcoming Xenomorph from Alien and Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And yes, you're even getting the former pre-order bonus character, Goro. You'll also get every single skin pack, so you can make Johnny Cage wear a jersey for a team you don't even like before you rip his spine out. You have a month and a half to limber your thumbs up. Proper stretching is advised before you put those fatalities into action. Mortal Kombat XL will hit PS4 and Xbox One on March 1st in North America and March 4th in Europe. Check out the trailer, it's brutal.
Any time now. Fight! Here's Johnny.
Right, let's see what you guys have been talking about this week. Leanna's been reading off her favourite gaming moments. I think one that's got to be right up there for me would have to be from Uncharted 2. One of the best open sequences in any game, hanging off a train that has crashed in the Himalayas, snow falling everywhere, you're desperately trying to climb through this train before it plummets off the cliff. Absolutely incredible, and one of the best moments in gaming history for me. I think it'll live on for a long, long time. Now, Leanne, I know you've had a few, but if you had to pick one, what would be your top gaming moment?
All right, and prepare for spoilers. I'd say my favourite all-time gaming moment would have to be from Gears of War 2, where Dom has been searching for his wife and finally finds her locked away in a pod after being captured. It was a really emotional scene after Dom imagines her the way he'd always loved her and then snaps back into reality, only to see that she'd been tortured and wasn't the same Maria. He was forced to kill the woman he loved, and I cried so much at that scene. Even in the office, watching it back, I was just getting so emotional. But right, let me compose myself and find out what your favourite gaming moments were. Dale Chatwin tweets, my favourite gaming moment is murdering hordes of hipsters as Trevor on GTA 5. Luke von Faber tells us that he loved the Final Fantasy VIII Siege on Dole section, amazing from start to finish. Richard Shaw says that rush of terror when you hear the dogs but don't see them coming. Hashtag Tomb Raider, but that would really get my heart pounding. Also, Jack Tully Smith saves saving Cortana in Halo 3 and Dom Steph in Gears of War 3. Really pulled on my heartstrings, but so many emotional and memorable moments in gaming, so let's hope for many more. But I'm sure the likes of Uncharted 4 will give us plenty to get emotional about. Right, keep talking to me on social media, guys. I love reading all your tweets and comments. Next week, I want to know your favourite gaming character and why. Perhaps you love the intense and sadistic Far Cry 3's farce was, or maybe the crazy psychopathic tendencies of Trevor from GTA 5 that kept you amused through the game. Let us know, tweet us at News2Gamers, like us on Facebook, and yes, we are on YouTube, where you can get all your weekly up-to-date content, so hit the subscribe button. We'll be back after the break when Simon is joined by two exciting Nintendo enthusiasts as they talk about Nintendo's future and relive some classic moments. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to News2Gamers. Now, we love a bit of discussion on this show, so we've brought another panel. This time we're going to be talking about Nintendo. I'm very excited about this, and I'm very excited to see what Nintendo are doing. We're going to be talking about the NX, what we expect it to be, what we want it to be, and how Nintendo are going to hold up against their past. Got a very exciting panel with me, two amazing Nintendo enthusiasts. Luke Adams, you're the first one. Welcome. It's good to have you on, and Darren as well. And Darren, you've actually supplied us with a few consoles, haven't you?
Yeah, a little bit of Nintendo's past.
Oh, nice. Well, we've got an original Nintendo up there. We've got a Super Nintendo. We've got a GameCube. I love my GameCube.
Well, that was the one that I pre-ordered. That one. That's my very original.
Wow.
GameCube.
Love it. Absolutely loved it. Right, exciting times for Nintendo. What do we expect, guys? What do we want from NX? What do you think it's going to be? You know, we've seen some concept art and stuff like that, but
yeah,
you know, is it real?
Well, it's like, well, we want it to be real, but you also want it to be not real in the sense that, well, generally, some of the concepts we've seen, you like. Some of the concepts you've seen are a bit you're not sure of.
Hand drawn at home.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
When the PS4 was first coming out, so the concept, you're like,
yeah, it wasn't what we saw, was it originally? Well, the latest sort of rumours that are going around, I mean, obviously, you know, it's codenamed NX. That's all we know at the moment in terms of what it's official.
The Nintendo Extreme, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's
literally. There's been a
backs.
couple of different concepts for it as well. I mean, what interested me more is the former Nintendo president. He announced that this is going to be a dedicated gaming console, but a completely new concept. Now, does that mean it's going to go the same way as sort of Xbox and PlayStation have gone?
Well, you've heard the rumours that it's going to be a hybrid, that it's going to be handheld as well as home. Well, you kind of got with the Wii U, you got the handheld controller, but you can't move it out the room. Whereas the concept suggests with the NX that the handheld, you can take it
wherever you want.
Come back home, plug it into your main console.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the rumours of it being only digital, no disc-based content whatsoever.
I mean, you know, talking about consoles and what Nintendo are doing, I mean, for me, their solid years were the likes of N64, you know, GameCube. I mean, two of my favourite consoles of all time. The N64 is still my favourite console. I mean, you know, the games that we had available on that, just amazing. From Super Mario, Banjo-Kazooie is one of my favourite games of all time.
Well, I mean, you had a lot of firsts when the N64, didn't you? You had your first full 3D platformer. You had your first analog, mainly. The analog was created on the N64, and it's from then ever since it's been a staple to your controllers.
And this is what Nintendo have kind of done a lot, is they've always brought firsts.
Yeah.
However, more recently, their firsts have been more of a gimmick than an actual solid.
Yeah, see, I've got to say that with the Wii. As much as it had some great games on it, the whole motion control.
Yeah. You know, we were discussing this earlier. You know, I want Nintendo to bring a solid console back where I don't have to wave my arms. I don't have to look at the gamepad and look at the TV. What do we expect from NX?
I think you just want more of the same without going too far from the tangents. So you want your Mario games, you want a Zelda game, you want to see your franchises you've learned to love come back, like your F-Zeros. We want to see another F-Zero.
Metroid,
a proper Metroid.
A Metroid that's not, you know, your handheld gimmicks. Yeah. You want to see more Smash Brothers, at least I do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to see more Nintendo characters shoved in, even more off-franchise characters. I mean, we've just had Super Smash Bros. We've had Cloud added into it.
But do you think now, where Nintendo seem to be stuck, is they're only sort of relying on the likes of Mario and Yoshi? I mean, I looked at, in a store recently at the charts, a 3DS chart, and 6 out of the 10 were all Mario-based. You know,
they don't tend to get a lot of third-party support, do they, Nintendo? And I think that's
very true.
With companies like Nintendo, because they're so steeped in their history, all their first-party stuff just tends to be good because it's harking back to the days from like the Mario games. It's stuff you remember.
Yeah.
So people of our age will quite happily go and buy a new, like a Wii U. So like, get Mario on that then.
Plus, there's a certain level of polish with first-party Nintendo games as well.
Yeah.
Like, look at the recent Super Mario 3D World.
I think, again, it's that nostalgia run that you have with Nintendo, isn't it? You know, constantly. And, you know, I'd like them to bring back, you know, Franjo Turok. You know, I mean, that for me was such a great childhood memory, you know, until I remade it on PlayStation, Xbox, and whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. You
know, and then you had the GoldenEye, which everyone remembers, you know.
You can't beat GoldenEye. I mean, once again, first for not the first, I'd say, for Doom, like games like Doom were the first for first person. But it was the first for competitive.
Oh, no, of course.
So it's the first time you get together with 3 of your mates and just shoot the hell out of each other. You know
yeah. And that's, you know, that again, it's the experience that Nintendo kind of bring with those sort of games, you know, F-Zero X and, you know, Star Fox.
And it goes back to the fact that the couch multiplayer is sort of on its way to dying out. Yeah. But Nintendo will always maintain that couch multiplayer. Mario Kart, you still get with your mates with Mario Kart 8.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, you can play multiplayer, but you can also play with your mates.
It's not the same, is it? It's better to have...
It's better with your mates.
Someone at least you can go... Oh,
it's
you're playing.
Each other off.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you want.
That's what you want with your multiplayer. I mean, don't get me wrong, online multiplayer has done wonders for gaming.
Oh,
it's done wonders for social.
Yeah.
But there'll always be that time where you'll be like, dude, you want to come play some Nintendo?
I mean, more rumours that have kind of circulated, and this one confused. I don't see how this would kind of work, but a Wall Street journalist reported the NX could be compatible with PC and even PS4.
Well, I mean, that harks back to the original relationship that Sony and Nintendo had when they was conceiving the PlayStation.
Yeah.
When it was going to be the
hybrid,
the SNES 2.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a CD-based SNES console, which ultimately turned into the PlayStation. Maybe, somewhere along the line, the director of Sony's turned around to the director of Nintendo and went, do you want to do some sort of collaboration?
Yeah. At the same time, though, with the sales of Sony at the minute, what they're on, 36 million units so far? Do you think they would risk that?
Yeah, I think when you're partnering with someone as big in gaming terms as Nintendo, it's not a risk, is it?
Yeah.
You're not losing.
Because if someone turned around to you and says, "Oh, you can get Super Mario 3D World on the PS4,"
I'd be all for that.
Exactly.
I mean, there was even mock-ups online of a PS4 with Super Mario 3D World inside it.
Yeah.
And it was a people I was like, "That would be so good." Yeah, no matter what you say, if you're an Xbox owner or your PS4, there's definitely going to be users out there thinking, I wish I had a Nintendo game on this.
I think everyone at some point has grown up and played a Mario game.
Oh, no.
Something like
people, I mean,
and I think that's what makes Nintendo really unique is, unlike Sony and Xbox, and even PC to an extent, everyone has had an experience with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah. You know, and I think that brings a real nostalgia kick to whatever they do. I mean, 3DS, they're killing the market on handheld. Yeah. I mean, you know, we'll put the concept art on screen now of the NX. I mean, you know, the idea of having a handheld release this year and then, you know, a separate console part next year, that kind of worries me more than anything.
I think with the handheld market, it is a good thing to hit on based on the fact that you can just take it with you as you want. And if you can take graphics of today's caliber plus your Nintendo games plus the experience you get from a Nintendo on the road with you, then you know it's a win. It's a win, surely.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty exciting. You know, whatever this is going to be, and I think the only other rumor that really sort of made me question things was there was a client survey image leaked on Twitter, wasn't there, about the whole 900p and 60 frames per second. You know, I mean, do you think Nintendo would not want to compete with Xbox and Sony and go, no, we can still push out 1080?
I don't think it's an issue. I mean, I was discussing earlier about graphics and graphics being a secondary, even if not further away from what's required in the game. Yeah. One of the best games of last year on Metacritic, as in a mass group of reviews, was Shovel Knight, which looks like a NES game.
Yeah. No, I think there's a good point.
That just proves it's nothing to do with graphics. Once again, going back to the graphics not being up to par with PlayStation 4 the recent Xenoblade Chronicles X, you look at that, it may not be on a powerful console, but it stacks up quite well to your games on your PS4 and the Xbox One. It just, whatever Nintendo can do, whatever Monolith can do, they push the console boundaries far.
I think they've got a lot to think about. I think, for me, it's pretty obvious that they're going to wait for the new Zelda to appear on the NX. I think if they were going to talk about it on the Wii U, it would have been spoken by now. But the fact that there's obviously strong rumours that Nintendo have got a conference at E3, which is the first one in 3 years or 2 or 3 years. So, you know, if it is true and they are going to be back at E3 this year, that's a big deal, and I'll be very excited to see that.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
they also talk about in this survey about backwards compatibility. Yeah. Which obviously, because of Nintendo and its nostalgia, is a big aspect. And we need to see more, you know, we started to see GameCube games finally show up on the Wii U. Yeah. Imagine if you had a GameCube game in your hand.
It'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it?
And then you could go all the way back to your original Pokemon Red.
Luigi Mansion. Anyone?
Yeah, exactly,
yeah. Well, guys, thanks very much for coming on. I mean, it's pretty exciting, and, you know, whatever the concept is, whatever the console is going to be, I just hope Nintendo are going to bring something solid to the table this time round. We've learned the lessons.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Right, well, Darren, Luke, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Right, that's the end of the show for us, guys. We'll be back next week. Check us at 10:30 next Wednesday. New exclusives, new trailers, and one of the trailers, in fact, is one of the top games to look forward to in 2016. Keep it locked. It's News2Gamers.